Hey, what's up guys? It is Jacob Sage here, and I'm coming at you with another guitar review. I know it's been a few months since I've done my last review. I just haven't really gotten any new gear and really haven't had the time per se to do any kind of reviews or anything like that, but I felt like now was a good time. I moved out, so I got a little bit more time. I was able to pick up some new guitars and all that, So today's review will be on this monstrosity. It is the LTD-M1008MS multi-scale 8-string. It's an 8-string. I will say this, I don't have the 9-string anymore. I have reasons for that. Maybe I'll go over that in another video, as Ivan has. But the specs on this guitar are, it has 24 frets, multi-scale, which is 25.5 on the high side, and then it is 27 on the low side, which is pretty standard for an 8-string. Some people might prefer something a little bit longer. I mean, I know they make 8 strings out there with the 26.5 inch scale, which I think is, I mean, it's probably fine, but my personal taste, that's just a little too short for an 8-string. It comes with a black bone nut, so Graphtec. It comes with LTD's own locking tuners, their own branded locking tuners. It comes with a custom slanted set of Seymour Duncan Nazgul and Sentient. So it's the Nazgul in the bridge and is the Sentient in the neck. Has a hip shot multi-scale bridge. It has tone, volume, 3-way toggle switch, and it also has coil tap, so that's pretty nice. It has a flame maple top with a black satin finish. It's very nice. It is bolt-on. It has a mahogany body, string through as well. It has a maple and purple heart neck, so that's pretty nice too. It has abalone from what looks like offset dot inlays, which, I mean, I know how some people don't like the regular dot inlays, but I think it looks pretty nice on this guitar. It has the side dots like you usually would find on a guitar, not lumen land, fortunately. This guitar retails right now, brand new on Z-Sound's website or Sweetwater, any place like that, probably for around $1,400 to $1,500. So it just really depends on your area too. I don't know what it is in Canadian or pesos or pounds or anything like that, so don't know any of that, but I'm pretty sure the frets are nickel as well. I don't know if they're stainless steel. I didn't really look too much into the specs. I mean, I did, but I didn't really say much on the frets, so, other than that they were multi-scale. But other than that, let's get into some sound tests. Alright, we're going to do distortion with rhythm, and then we'll do some lead, and then we'll do some clean stuff. I am running through my 6505 through a Tube Screamer, an Ibanez Tube Screamer, it's the mini one, a Boss noise suppressor, an S2, and then a Polytune. So, if you're ever wondering what pedals I'm using, which this is what I'm running now, beforehand I wasn't using pedals at all, so, yeah. Alright, well here's some distorted rhythm on no single coil, no splitting, just regular humbuckers. Alright, both pickups. Neck pickup. bridge pickup split. Both pickups split. Just the neck. Alright, now on to some cleans. Alright, this is just the bridge pickup on its own. Both pickups. Bridge split. Both pickups split. Neck split. Alright. Now just slightly overdriven, I guess. Not gonna go any further than that. Alright, here's some lead. Like I always say in my videos, I'm not that good of a lead player, so, you know, take this as you can get it. Pickups. Neck pickup. Bridge pickup split. Both split. Neck pickup. Now, just a little bit about this guitar. I ordered this guitar from Z-Zounds, and I am doing their 12-month plan that you can do with them. You can do any, realistically, any kind of payment plan you could really think of on there. You can do 4 months, 8 months, 6 months, 12 months. I chose the 12 months because, you know, when you don't have much money and you really want a guitar, then you might as well just do a fucking payment plan or something like that, like what you do maybe at Guitar Center or on Sweetwater or stuff like that. The customer service is fucking great on Zounds and on Sweetwater. Sweetwater is fantastic, so yeah. But I'd say that if you're still new to extended range and you want to explore 8 strings, like you've been playing maybe 7 strings for about like a year or 2 now or something like that, I definitely recommend something like this. I mean, I know the multi-scale, it's not going to be for everyone, but at the same time, it's comfortable. It's a lot more comfortable than a usual 8-string is, because if you're a person who has played 8 strings and has never played a multi-scale, you'll notice something about 8 strings usually is that the high strings are generally tight, like much tighter than they usually would be. Like, that's one of the things I hated about that Ibanez 9-string that I had, is that no matter what gauge string I used, if it was, you know, like a 9 or a 10, if I went from E to, like, I don't know, D or something like that, it would just snap. It snapped 5 or 6 times within the first week that I had it. So it wasn't something like, it's something that you can handle, you know, if you want to put thinner strings on there, but at the same time, that's gonna, if you want to go lower on a 9-string, which I wouldn't understand why you would, yeah, it's just, it's gonna be a pain in the ass. But for something like this, a multi-scale, your high string is a standard scale. So it's not going to feel super tight. I mean, it's obviously going to feel tight depending on what the fucking string gauge you use and what tuning you're going to be playing in, because I have this in drop E right now. But other than that, yeah. And also another thing that's kind of weird about this is that every other 8-string I've ever played, I played Ibanez, I played other LTDs, I played Schecters, never played a Strandberg, but I would imagine that those feel fucking great, at least 8-strings. I played the 7-string ones, but the low string, you know, it usually feels good on a regular 8-string with a 27-inch scale. I know that some people, like I said, they prefer like 28 to 30 or something like that, but I've always liked 27, and it feels just fine on this. It feels nice and tight. I can go down to C sharp and B if I wanted to on this low-ass string, and it feels alright. The high string feels really nice. I mean, I guess you could say if you've played multi-scale, it might not feel any different, but to me, since this is my first multi-scale I've ever owned, I mean, it's not the first one I've played many multi-scales before, but it's a good change, and in my opinion, it's a lot more comfortable too, because, you know, your hands naturally fan out, so it feels a lot more comfortable, especially when you're doing high chords up here. You're not gonna fucking get hand cramps like a motherfucker, especially when you're playing a 9-string or something like that has fan frets. It's gonna feel a lot more comfortable. Also, these locking tuners, even though they're LTD branded, they work just fine. They're fantastic. The nut is good. It is cut a little weird. I don't know if that's just a multi-scale thing or not. Like I said, I've never really owned one of these on my own, so I've never really gotten to like really look at the specs and anything. Also, one other thing, any QC quality control things I would call out, really nothing on this thing. I haven't really, you know, looked around for anything. Yeah, there's tooling marks, but that's to be expected on honestly, on any guitar. It's a little bit of chipping inside here, inside the pickup cavities, but this thing also doesn't have pickup rings, so it's not something I'm going to worry about. Overall, though, if I were to give this like a something out of 10, for me personally, everyone's experience is going to be different. So you can pick this up and you might absolutely hate it. For me, it's a 10 out of 10 because this is the best playing guitar I've ever owned. It is the best sounding guitar I've ever owned, and I have guitars with other pickups in it. Like I have my Ibanez. I have two Ibanez RG7s. One of them has the blackouts, Seymour Duncan blackouts, and one of them has the Pegasus and Sentient set. But you know, those sound great, but these, the Nazgul and the Sentient, knock those bitches out of the fucking water. I even have a Schecter with EMGs in it, and I mean, EMGs are great. I love EMGs, but it's not going to beat the fucking Pegasus and Sentient, in my opinion. And if you're bothered, by the way, too, about the neck through, not neck through, but bolt on, honestly, you're going to, in my opinion, I would prefer a bolt on with a multi-scale design, because say your guitar breaks and with a neck through, you're probably out $1,500 unless you can pay for the repair costs on that. But this, if you're a luthier or you know someone who's a luthier, they can just make you a new fucking neck. So it's that easy. Other than that, though, there's not really much else I could really say about it. Oh, one thing I do wish that this came with, I know that not all guitars in the $1,000 to $1,500 range come with a case, but this one doesn't, and it just came in like a cardboard box or whatever. It was packed nice and all that, but I still personally would have preferred a case and all that because, you know, paying as much as I did for this, you know, it's obviously not shit compared to how some people spend their money like in RSDs, which would be like $4,000 or something like that. But still, you know, it'd be nice to have a case for it. But even then, if you had a case, it's going to bump the price up just a little bit. And in that instance, I wouldn't have minded that. But, yeah. Other than that, I don't really have much else to say about this thing, other than you should definitely go try one out if you can find one in your local guitar store, guitar center, wherever. Doesn't really matter. You know, if you live in Germany and Thoman's around there, then there you go. There you go, you can play one. But, yeah. I'm Jacob Sage, and this was my review of the LTD-M1008MS multi-scale 8-string, and I will catch you guys next time.